today we've got something a little bit more interesting now to play with. We've got something a little bit more unusual. So if you can read it here, we've got a 20mm f4. So that's extremely wide on full frame, but it's dinky. Like, just to give you a size comparison, this is a very small 50mm. So a little bit of an odd realisation. I can do a full length portrait of Jake from here. I think must be less than, I don't know, about 30 centimetres away from the lens. Jake's maybe a metre away. It looks quite small though, because you've got kind of a pretty extreme geometric distortion going on here. So his head's pretty large and his feet are tiny, but it's definitely dramatic. So I can see some usage for this already. Looking at the ring, it's about 20 centimetres, I think, the minimum focus, which is pretty good actually. So I'm just doing a quick brick wall test just for sharpness of various apertures, just so we know how the performance changes or doesn't change at various f-stops. Should be interesting. Trying to get a bit of flare, just see what the flare handling characteristics are, to see what the oddities you can provoke out of it, so you see what you might expect from this lens. I mean, it seems pretty flare resistant. I mean, I'm looking at the sun right now, so I'm not seeing anything too major, but you want to see it in a photo, don't you? So we had our day out and we narrowed it down to 13 final photos, which we'll see a bit later on. It's revealed some interesting characteristics actually. Gotta say, it doesn't really get that much sharper stop down, but it's got really strong control of the chromatic aberration. Just a teeny tiny little bit of longitudinal chromatic aberration, so that's a bit of red and green fringing in front and behind the focus point. No purple fringing to speak of, even in the most ridiculous of conditions. So that's quite a nice surprise. I was expecting kind of worse on that, but it did a pretty good job. But it's really excelled itself at close focus actually, f4 or f8, like really surprisingly sharp close up. Not quite as sharp as I thought it might be at infinity, but still a pretty strong performer. And it's definitely got that certain pixie dust magic that Pentax is quite famous for. Definitely an interesting sort of character.